a teenage girl became obsessed with an old, dangerous game. She would squat down, breathe rapidly, then suddenly stand up so her best friend could choke her neck. The brief suffocation would cause her to black out, and after 5 seconds, she'd wake up feeling an intense, almost euphoric sensation throughout her body. Amy watched with fascination and couldn't wait to try it herself. Her friend wrapped her hands around Amy's neck as she followed the same steps. When Amy passed out, she didn't wake up quickly. Instead, her subconscious plunged into the depths of a vast, dark ocean. To her horror, her lower body had morphed into a fish tail. When she finally awoke from this surreal dream, it felt disturbingly real. Back home, something inside her shifted. She walked straight to the fish tank, grabbed a goldfish, and stuffed it into her mouth, chewing greedily. Over time, her body began to change. Her toes started fusing together. Panicked, Amy grabbed scissors and painfully cut the skin between them. But the worst was yet to come. The next morning, looking in the mirror, she was horrified to find her belly button completely gone. Her legs were now a sickly dark blue, and gills had formed along both sides of her ribs. Truth in her father's diary, 18 years ago, she had been found abandoned on a beach. Everything started to make sense. Perhaps she came from the deep sea. The game had simply triggered her dormant genes. Now, black scales began spreading up her legs, and the transformation was accelerating. Before turning into a monster completely, Amy decided to have one last taste of human indulgence. She put on heavy makeup and followed her friend to an adult party, standing on a table. She danced wildly, welcoming the attention of every man around her. Her friend, unable to watch her spiral any further, tried to leave and shoved the men away, turned violent, and tried to force themselves on Amy. The moment they ripped off her pants, they saw the monstrous sight of her mutated legs and immediately vomited in terror. Broken and humiliated, Amy ran home in tears. Dragging her sticky, half-used legs to the kitchen, she grabbed a knife and slit her wrist, hoping for release. But the next morning, instead of dying, she awoke to find her legs completely replaced by a massive fish tail, the tail thrashing wildly around the room. After venting her frustration, she crawled into the bathtub, driven by instinct. The moment water touched her body, she felt a wave of relief. She relaxed completely and fell into a deep, peaceful sleep. Her internal gills allowed her to breathe underwater with ease. Time passed. Her entire house was now flooded. Amy swam lazily through the water. Finally at ease, she realized she could no longer live in human society. She called her best friend. When the girl arrived and saw Amy's new form, she was frozen with shock. But determined to help, she drove Amy to the sea that very night. At the shore, Amy made one last call to her adoptive parents. After an emotional goodbye to her friend, she dragged her heavy tail into the ocean. She had finally returned home. Maybe, somewhere deep in the ocean, there were others like her. That's where she truly belonged.